swinging of the first hitter. And here's a swing and a miss. And scoreboard says 1-2, so we'll go with that for the 2-2. Now it's at 2-2. Okay. So Baylor Boatman at third, Nicole Higgins at short, Emerson Thompson at second, Reese Reagan at first for Sulphur Springs. Here is the 2-2 pitch. Fastball catches the inside edge for a call strike 3. And the first two Paris Wildcat hitters down on strikes. Left-handed batter here. I think I heard Moon as the name of the hitter. She is the third hitter in the order. First two hitters have struck out for Paris to start the game. And we did not have an opportunity to get the Paris lineup before the start of the game here. Literally got here about 10 minutes ago. And there's a call strike, and it is 1-1. Well,
Natalie scolded me. She can't hear me.
There it goes.
There we go.
Now I can hear you, and Natalie can hear you, so all is well.
All right.
Here's a foul ball down the third base line, and the count is 1-2. So Hannah Speed, who I have learned is a freshman.
That is correct.
And,
I verified that over the time as well.
We have done a little homework, so she's struck out the first two batters and on the verge of striking out the third. This pitch is high, and that's a ball for a 2-2 count. I've been studying softball pitches this past week and reading about there's call strike 3, fastball on the outside edge. I'll come back to this discussion in just a moment. So Hannah Speed, the freshman for Sulphur Springs, strikes out the side to start the top of the first inning, and we go to the bottom of the first. No score. The Lady Cats and the Paris Wildcats and Sulphur Springs Lady Cats softball continues after this on KSST. Lady Cats softball on KSST, and we're starting an hour earlier than we expected here. And thanks to Chris Tangi, our public address announcer, he has now provided us with the Paris lineup. Oh, is this it also? Great. Thank you, Chris, very much. Didn't realize they even had that. But right now we're more concerned with the Sulphur Springs lineup, and we have Emerson Thompson leading off for the Lady Cats, the second baseman. Nicole Higgins, the shortstop, will bat second. Hannah Speed, the pitcher, will bat third. No score in the top of the first inning for Paris. In fact, Hannah Speed struck out the side. And Lady Cat's about to come up to bat on a cool and breezy evening at Lady Cat Park tonight.
Good old springtime sports. You can either get you a suntan or get your jacket out.
You never know what you're going to get.
That's right. Anytime.
You never know. And a little bit of a delay in getting started here in the bottom of the first inning. We were talking about Paris, and they, have not had a lot of success this season, to say the least. When they played Sulphur Springs on March 13th, the Lady Cats beat them 23-0.
I've spoken with some people familiar with Paris in general, and they say that this year they're struggling with pitching on both softball and baseball, and that's just part of it you got to have. So if it's growing pains, that's what it is.
I'm reading the pitcher for Paris as named Noon, and our public address announcer again, who was very helpful to us, Chris Tangi, might be able to correct me on that if I'm wrong. But first pitch from Noon. The right or left-handed pitcher she is for Paris. Misses high for a ball, and it's 1-0 to Emerson Thompson. And the next pitch is a little change-up. Comes in there for a strike on the outside edge, and it is 1-1. Right-handed batter, Emerson Thompson. Stands about midway in the batter's box, and here's a pitch that bounces in and outside, and all the way back to the retaining wall, and the count goes to 2-1.
Outfield's pretty deep on Emerson. They know that she can hit the ball, and she's got a set of wheels if she puts it in play.
Here's a pitch up high around the shoulders for ball 3. 3-1 the count to Emerson Thompson. Wind is blowing from left to right. I guess that would be from the west, is it not?
It looks like it to me.
A westerly wind.
A little odd.
Yeah, it is. Don't see that too often, but will aid any ball hit out to right field. And here's ball 4 in the dirt. So base on balls here to Emerson Thompson to start it off. As we were saying, Lady Cats won this game, or the game against Paris at Paris on March 13th, 23-0. And Paris lost to Pleasant Grove, which is the second-place team in the district, Friday night, 16-1. Nicole Higgins, right-handed batter, runner at first, nobody out. And a slow pitch comes in there and somehow eludes the catcher and goes down the third baseline, and down to second base goes Emerson Thompson.
And she went on to third. They didn't get it in the circle quick enough. And I told you she's got some wheels and she likes to use them.
Wow.
These top 2 batters, I love watching them because that's a track meet.
So runner at third. Here's a pitch all the way back to the retaining wall, and in to score is Emerson Thompson on the wild pitch. Pitch was in the dirt and outside. So she walks, goes to second on a pass ball, goes to third on what would you call that? Not exactly an error, just
wasn't an error. It's just I'd give her 2 bases. She had 2 pitches and made 3 bases.
And then she comes in on the wild pitch. So the Lady Cats take a 1-0 lead over Paris, and now we have a 3-0 count to Nicole Higgins. Noon, the pitcher for Paris. Liggins, the catcher. And there's a called strike.
Pitch. There you go. She's having a little trouble finding the zone. She's pretty raw, so hopefully she can bring it in there a little bit. There's nothing more frustrating than not being able to pitch for your team.
3-1 pitch. He is way outside for ball 4, so she has walked the first 2 batters. One has already come in to score. Hannah Speed, the Lady Cat pitcher, stepping into the batter's box now. Did a little bit of research on Hannah Speed today. And she is, there goes the runner on swing and a miss on the pitch. But Nicole Higgins is in there with a stolen base. And the count is 0-1 on Hannah Speed. Hannah is has already found the attention of the recruiters.
I don't doubt that.
Even though she is only a freshman, here's a pitch up high for a ball.
She's awfully polished for a young lady, and that's, you can tell there's been a lot of training, a lot of year-round action put in on that, and it'll pay off in the long run.
Runner at second, 1-1 count. She stands up near the front of the batter's box, the right-handed batter. Pops it up to the right side, but it's going to be out of play. And it will be 1-2 to Hannah Speed. She plays for, of course, in softball and basketball, the club teams that you play for, almost as important as your high school teams. And she plays for a team called Texas Glory, which I'm not sure if that is a Sulphur Springs based team or not. And
I don't know.
That really doesn't make as much difference in the club sports. And here's a pitch way up high, and catcher Liggins leaps up out of her crouch to catch that one, which was really over the head of Hannah Speed.
Yeah. Noon is struggling with her release point. She doesn't hit her hip like a real polished pitcher, and that's always helps your release point and gets your up-down movement.
2-2 pitch.
There she pops
swinging,
it up.
Pops it up into right field. Right fielder coming on and makes a nice running catch. And going to third will be Nicole Higgins, but a nice running catch by the right fielder for Paris, and that is Jones. And she gets the ball back in, prevents Higgins from being able to come home.
She made a pretty good throw.
So now Baylor Boatman, the third baseman, with a runner at third and one out.
It's going to be hard for these girls to lay off of anything close just because the pitcher's struggling so much. They don't need to help her out. Play your game early.
Lady Cats batting in the bottom of the first inning, leading 1-0 with a runner at third and one out. Here's the next pitch, and it's outside for ball 2. 2-0 the count to the cleanup hitter for Sulphur Springs, right-handed batter Baylor Boatman. Nicole Higgins at third base. And the pitch is outside for a ball, and it's 3-0. I've been reading, Tony, about softball pitches, the rise ball and the drop ball.
Uh-huh.
Now, I don't know if that really applies to our Paris pitcher Noon here, but you could help me identify a rise ball and a drop ball as we go along tonight.
All right, I'll try it.
Pitch in the dirt, and that is ball 4, and she has walked 3 batters here. And the runner now, Baylor Boatman, goes on to second base as the inattention there of the Wildcats.
Yeah, ball got away from her a little bit, but I don't think we're gonna get much of a rise or a drop from Paris. Now Hannah can.
We'll watch it when Hannah Speed is on the mound or in the circle for the Lady Cats. But in softball, you have the fastball. Even curve, and I hadn't thought too much about a curve ball. Here's a pitch way up high to Reese Reagan. So runners at second and third now with a run in, 1-0 Sulphur Springs as Baylor Boatman walked and then went to second. I was looking down. Tony said the ball got away from the catcher.
Yeah, just enough. But again, we run. Our
right.
whole team runs.
Pitch way outside for a ball, and the catcher Liggins does a nice job going to a knee and backhanding that ball. So, again, we started here an hour before we expected to, but all's well that ends well. And here we are on the air, and pitch up high for a ball up around the headgear.
Yeah, these pitches aren't even close. That's what's struggling right now is the young lady is just having a hard time getting it. And the umpire is going to help her, and I'm okay.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that today.
3-0. And here's a ball back to the screen as the pitch comes in high for ball 4, and it gets by Liggins, goes back to the retaining wall, and coming in to score is Nicole Higgins. And going to third base is Baylor Boatman. So 2 runs in. Boatman at third, Reese Reagan at first. Well, you really have to. You don't want to look down to your score sheet too quickly when that that ball 4 comes in there, do you? First and third, and the hitter Claire Thompson check swings, and that is a called strike. Pitch up around the letters there. So, Lady Cats have 2 runs and not the benefit of a hit so far.
They really have only had 1 or 2 pitches to hit.
And here's a pitch way up over the head of the catcher, and little catcher here. Liggins gets a nice bounce off that brick retaining wall, and that keeps Baylor Boatman at third base, but going on down to second base is Reese Reagan. So
Baylor
runners
was coming real quick, but she saw that big hop right back.
Again, that wall's only about 20 feet or so behind home plate.
Unlike the baseball field where there's miles.
Yeah. 1-1 pitch, up and in. And the count goes to 2-1 on Claire Thompson. So Lady Cats on top 2-0, batting in the bottom of the first inning. Outfield is very deep here for Claire Thompson, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, and I think they realize that if she gets it in the area, they're gonna hit it, and then we kind of popped that one, but it's carrying.
And this one is popped up to center field, but the center fielder coming in to make the catch. It's off her glove. And a run comes in to score. And safe at first is Claire Thompson. Going to third is Reese Reagan.
Going to have to give an error on that one because that was just a big old high pop-up. She got under it, just got one hand on it, and it popped out. So
center fielder is Rose for the Paris Lady Wildcats. Here's Abby Goldsmith, left-handed batter, standing up near the front of the batter's box for Sulphur Springs. Runner going from first base, and the ball hit into left field. Little Texas leaguer, and it drops in there for a base hit.
That was a nice job of just going with the pitch. It was outside. That's first hit of the inning. And the game. So, but again, she did a good job of just going with it and not trying to pull it.
4-0, Lady Cats in the bottom of the first inning. 1 out. Runners at first and second. That's As Tony told you, the first base hit of the inning for Sulphur Springs. And
There's
KK
the next
Montgomery lines one into right center field for a base hit, coming around third, but holding will be Claire Thompson, so the bases will be loaded.
She did. She hit it too hard that time. I think hindsight, she would have gone ahead and tried to score, but with with no outs, one out.
There's one
not
out.
any reason to get in
Right.
a hurry.
Right. Anahi Velasquez, the catcher, and number 9 player in the batting order, steps up. So the Lady Cats have batted around. First pitch is away for a ball. It's 1-0 to Anahi Velasquez.
I'm afraid we're going to have some of these batted around innings the way it's looking.
Yeah. This ball hit off the fist to third base. Play is to first, but it is wide of the bag at first. A run is in to score. A second run coming in to score. Ball down the right field line, and all 3 runners across. And Velasquez goes all the way to third base.
Yeah, that's just an E5 on the throw. She caught the ball good, went to her left, got it, but just her motion pulled the ball away from first baseman, and everybody could move on up. So that's 1, 2, 3, 6-0.
7.
I missed one.
7-0.
Right
Lady
there.
Cats in the bottom of the first
7.
inning. Anahi Velasquez will not get credit for an RBI there, but 3 runs come in to score. Claire Thompson, Abby Goldsmith, and KK Montgomery all come around to score. Bases were loaded. Ball was not sharply hit to third base.
We give her 1 run because that run was coming.
Okay,
from
that's
third.
a good point.
She was going to get a fielder's choice
Great
on
point.
the throw there, so we're going to give her 1 RBI.
You're right. You're exactly right. That's so.
Who is our extra player? Allison Frazier.
Allison Frazier, who plays center field. So now Emerson Thompson batting for the second time in the bottom of the first inning. 7-0, Lady Cats. Here's a pitch way over the head of everybody, and coming in to score from third base is Anahi Velasquez on a wild pitch.
Just wasn't any chance there. The runner could get a good jump and realize it was going. So that's just gonna score.
So 8-0, Sulphur Springs. Right-handed batter. Emerson Thompson pitches down and away outside the zone for ball 2 to Emerson Thompson. She walked and scored to start the game.
This is going to be a tough game for the Lady Cats to not reach out and help. It'll be to stay in your game.
Next pitch bounces in about 5 feet in front of the plate and way outside as the catcher Liggins has to bounce out of her crouch there to backhand it.
We could have a Bull Durham hit the mascot before the day's out with some of these. They're going so wide.
Pitch
There you go.
is in there for a strike. That's the first strike we've seen for a while.
Yep.
Called strike on the outside edge, and that was a decent-looking pitch.
It was. I think she's trying to overthrow. I think she'd be better off if she would just say, here it is, if you can hit it, and every once in a while you're going to hit it at a fielder and get you an out.
Noon with the pitch. He is a left-hander, by the way. She takes something off that one. And Emerson Thompson swings and misses, and the count goes to 3-2.
2 in a row that looked pretty good. And again, I think if she'd just throw about 90%, then she might get a whole lot better accuracy out of it. She's taking a really long stride. I don't know if that hurts her or not.
3-2 pitch is outside for ball 4. And Emerson Thompson has walked for the second time. Again, there's just 1 out.
Yep.
Nicole Higgins now bats for the second time in the inning. The only out was a fly out to right field by Hannah Speed, who's on deck. And now we have a runner at first with 1 out and 8 runs across in the bottom of the first inning. And there goes the runner. Pitch is high, and she slides in, hits her in the back. But I don't think there's any harm done there, and she's in safely with a stolen base.
No,
Emerson Thompson.
She's in good shape there.
Runner at second now with 1 out, and a 1-0 count on Nicole Higgins, the Lady Cat shortstop. Pitch. Swung on and
Good
missed.
pitch.
And
That was
runner
the best
going
pitch.
from second to third and slides in there with another stolen base.
That's the best pitch she's thrown. So maybe she's getting a little bit warmed up now. She's thrown 2 or 3 strikes here in the last couple of batters.
1-1 count. Emerson Thompson at third base. Here's a pitch way up high for a ball up over the bill of the cap, actually. 2-1 the count to Nicole Higgins. She walked and stole the base, came around to score. And the pitch. Fouls it straight back, and it is 2-2 to Nicole Higgins. Lady Cats won their game 17-0 versus Liberty Ilo Friday night. They will be at Pittsburgh this coming Friday night, leading the district with a 5-0 record. I don't know if we've said that. And the pitch. Way up high, had some speed on it, but still up around the shoulders, and it goes to 3-2 on Nicole Higgins. Sulphur Springs at 5-0, Pleasant Grove at 4-1, Pittsburgh at 3-2, North Lamar at 2-3, Liberty Ilo 1-4, and Paris 0-5 in the district. And she reaches out and taps it to second base, and the second baseman tries to barehand it and overruns the ball, and the run comes in to score, and Nicole Higgins safe at first.
Got to give an error on that one.
Yeah.
Should have had it, but she reached down with her bare hand, and
Yeah.
that was off the end of the bat, and it was a spinner.
Yeah, had some crazy English on it. So 9-0, Lady Cats in the bottom of the first inning here. And Hannah Speed steps up for the second time. And there's a pitch way over everybody. And down to second base on the wild pitch is Nicole Higgins. That pitch was 2 feet over the head of Hannah Speed. And little catcher Liggins leaped up to try to catch it, but she didn't have a chance.
Yeah. She's just struggling with her release point, and she's holding on to it, making it go high.
Still only 1 out. And there's a pitch up around the shoulders high for a ball. 2-0 to Hannah Speed. Lady Cat pitcher and a freshman. Right-handed batter. Left-handed pitcher, Noon, misses outside, and it is 3-0 the count. You know, give these Paris girls, this is not easy. This is not fun. Give them credit for coming out here and doing the best they can.
Absolutely.
She shows bunt, and it bounces in for a ball, and Hannah on first with a walk. So let's see how many, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 walks here in the bottom of the first inning. Courtesy runner here for Sulphur Springs. And that's Tatum Thompson who comes in to run for Hannah Speed.
I think we've only had the 1 hit.
Well, no, we've had 2. We had Abby Goldsmith had a hit, and then KK Montgomery.
That's right.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
So Tatum Thompson in to run, and we may have just missed that. She may have run for well, no, she didn't, because Hannah Speed was out. She flew out to right field the first time. Right. Yep. So Tatum Thompson, the runner at first base, and we have Nicole Higgins at second base.
Boatman coming up for her second go-round.
Baylor Boatman, the cleanup hitter for the Lady Cats, walked and scored earlier in this inning. And the pitch up around the shoulders for ball 1.
I think if Reese Reagan had been up there, that's perfect for her tomahawk swing.
Yeah, well, she's on deck. We may get to see that yet.
Yep.
Bottom of the first, Lady Cats on top 9-0. And the pitch, mercy, that is a big looping pitch that I guess hit the net all the way on the fly, did it not?
It went all the way. That's just that holding on to it so long, and that's the only place it can go.
Runners move up to second and third. Baylor Boatman has a 2-0 count. As we say, Reese Reagan is on deck for the Lady Cats. Mercy, she lost the handle on that one. What do you call that, Tony, as an umpire?
That's a ball. 3-0.
So that goes to 3-0.
Yep, she had started her wind-up, so that's just a ball.
Just lost the handle on the ball.
Yep. She's got a real large.
And there's a strike.
Real long wind-up and a lot of motion, I think. Again, she's obviously pretty raw, but there's some mechanical issues there that hopefully she's young and she'll get corrected.
They have not had a winning season at Paris, going all the way back to 2008. And here's ball 4 high to Baylor Boatman. And now the base is loaded again. Well, this is somewhat reminiscent of the Wildcats baseball game we called here a couple of weeks ago against Liberty Ilo.
Yep.
And they scored 12 runs in the top of the first inning.
Well, I'm anxious to see if we get the tomahawk here from Reagan. She's notorious for that eyeball pitch, and she can hit it. 5th
player in the batting order, right-handed batter, big, strong girl. This pitch is up over her helmet. I think that happened the time before when she batted.
Yep.
So we have Nicole Higgins at third, Tatum Thompson, the courtesy runner, at second, and Baylor Boatman at first with 1 out, a 1-0 count on Reese Reagan. Holds the bat up high, 1-0 pitch, and she chops that one through the left side for a base hit. 1 run in to score. Here comes the second run, and the throw is cut off. 2 runs come in to score on a single by Reese Reagan.
She hit that ball good and hard. The shortstop made a good lunge at it, but it just went right under her glove. So we got Higgins and Speed both scored.
And Boatman stops at second as they did a good job of getting the ball in and cutting off the throw. But it is now 11-0. 11-0 Lady Cats.
No, it's Reagan at second. We got them at second and third.
Ooh. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, Reagan. Yeah, I see.
Got Bowman at third.
Yeah,
Reagan at second. Ball 1
right.
on Claire Thompson.
Okay,
here.
good. Thank you.
Still just 1 out.
Yep. 11-0 Sulphur Springs. And a ball hit to the second baseman off her glove and out into right field. And another run comes in to score. It's 12-0 Sulphur Springs. Tony, I suppose we have to call error on that one as well.
Should.
Batting next is the 5 of Abby Goldsmith.
E4. Boatman in to score.
Boatman in to score, and Reagan at third. I think Coach Carrillo is fixing to put the Quasitas on scoring runs. Now, I figure that Thompson will go ahead and steal second.
Swung on and fouled by Abby Goldsmith, the designated player for the Wildcats. And, of course, she often pitches for Sulphur Springs, but and often plays the outfield. But had a single.
She's very versatile, and she knows how to handle a bat. She'll go with the pitch. That first time she just lined it out to the left field.
Yeah, went the opposite way. And this one, she hits on a line to the right field in for a hit. And a run comes in to score, and it's 13-0 Sulphur Springs.
Yep.
So Goldsmith is 2 for 2 in the game. Give her an RBI for this one. Reagan scores.
And Thompson went to second.
Thompson
again.
to second.
I think Carrillo is he's going to go station to station. He doesn't want to do any embarrassment or anything, and neither do the Lady Cats. This is, like you said, Parrish is putting up a good charge, just getting out here and trying to play.
First pitch into KK Montgomery is up and away for a ball. She singled sharply to right center field her first time up. Right-handed batter stands at the back of the batter's box. Runners at first and second. 1 out. Pitch up high over the headgear. And it's 2-0 to KK Montgomery, who has delivered some dramatics here this season.
She has.
For Sulphur Springs. She won one game, I believe that was against Pittsburgh. It was a walk-off home run to give the Lady Cats a 10-0 run rule win. And here's a pitch outside in the dirt. Little catcher Liggins does a nice job of backhanding that and stopping it. But still, Claire Thompson able to go to third, and Abby Goldsmith goes to second. So second and third, the runners. One out, 13 runs across in the bottom of the first inning. 3-0 the count to KK Montgomery. And Noon, the pitcher, in with the pitch, and that's way up over the helmet again for ball 4.
And I'm assuming may not be the thing to do, but it appears they've got no other pitchers.
Well, you would think.
This is hard for that young lady to stay out there because she's trying her best, and we need to really applaud that.
Yep. That's 8 walks in the first inning. Here's the pitch way up high for a ball, and it is 1-0. In the Garland Little League, and maybe this was in other Little Leagues way back, Tony. This was going back to the 60s. For the younger kids, they had a rule that there would be a run limit in an inning.
Yep.
And you could score 5 runs, and that was the most runs you could score in an inning. And I would almost advocate something like that in high school baseball or softball, because you do get some games like this where one team is just not competitive.
That's right. And I'm not so sure. There may be a 4-inning mercy run rule, and we'll see here coming up, because this is just you've got to just say it. It's sad. Again, kudos to the Parish girls. They get out there and work out every day just like ours.
That's
they
right.
Just don't have the talent yet. They may all be young. Sometimes softball's just not your game.
3-0 pitch, and this one again in the dirt, and it walks in a run as Claire Thompson comes in.
Batting next is the 15.
That'll be an RBI.
Goldsmith
for her.
goes to third, KK Montgomery to second, and Anahi Velasquez at first, but we have a courtesy runner for Velasquez.
Number 9, I believe.
That is Brayley Blevins.
All right, the coach is finally coming out, giving it a little bit of break.
I mean, even
what do you say?
Even if you had somebody that could just act as a slow pitch pitcher and just get slow pitches across, it might be a better way to go.
I mean, I'm afraid this was going to come to where they say at a certain point, just hit the ball back to the pitcher, give them an out, or strike out intentionally. And that's not good for anybody either. Just like Paris is struggling, it's not good to do here either. So we're going to the third go-round in the first one at Emerson Thompson.
Emerson Thompson now batting for the third time in the bottom of the first. And here's a pitch that eludes Liggins, the catcher, back to the retaining wall, and it is 1-0. But these girls are, for Paris, they are 0-13, according to Max Preps, 0-5 in the district. These girls could have quit.
Absolutely.
A month ago, 6 weeks ago, just, you know what, I've had enough, and nobody could blame them too much. But, I mean, give them credit for coming back out here. Here's another pitch way over the head of the batter, Nicole Higgins, probably 4 feet over her head, and bounces off the retaining wall back to Liggins, the catcher. That prevents the runner on third, Abby Goldsmith, from coming in. So 2-0 the count now to this is Emerson Thompson, right?
It is.
It's hard to keep
Thompson.
up.
It is.
14-0 is the score.
I think we're liable to see one of these where we go get a hit and step off the base or something too. I've seen that once this year on an inning. We haven't had an inning like this, but close, and we gave them an out. I think we're probably pretty close to that right now.
3-0 count on Emerson Thompson. Bases loaded, and she hits this one to center field, and it is over the head of the center fielder and all the way to the wall. 1 run, 2 runs in to score. Throw is to third, and that's a good throw to third.
Yep.
But 2 runs come in to score, and that is a double.
Double for her.
Double off the bat of Emerson Thompson, 2 RBIs.
Velasquez is going to end up at third, or the courtesy runner.
Blevins.
Okay, and you got KK and Goldsmith that scored.
Yeah. And it's 16-0.
I may have to get another pencil. Okay. And the runner just stepped off, and that's an out at second base. So that's the second out of the inning, I believe. Yep, she stepped off.
Ball hit to short and gets past the shortstop. Another run comes in to score. Runner will now go to second base, and she slides in safely, and that's Nicole Higgins. So a single for, well, would you call that a single? Or
I'm going to give her a single on
Next
that
is
one.
14 of Hannah Speed.
And Emerson Thompson scores to make it 17-0. And now we're walking off the field here, Tony. So
They stepped off again and gave them an out, so I knew that was coming. So
I guess that
once it's in the rubber, you're in the pitching rubber. If you step off, you're leaving early.
So that was Blevins that.
No, that was Higgins that stepped off.
No, I'm saying Blevins scored.
Blevins scored,
Yeah.
yes, yes,
Yeah, and Nicole Thompson doubled, and then stepped off.
yes.
And then Emerson Thompson, I should say, stepped off, and Nicole Higgins stepped off. So for the last 2 outs.
Yep.
Thompson doubled,
Thompson doubled and
stepped off, and then Nicole Higgins, we're going to rule that a
single.
a single. Then she went to second.
Went second on the slow play, but
Golly.
yep.
Wow. So
we gave 'em
17
3
runs.
outs. 5, 7, 9,
I'll have to have.
Yep.
I'll have to
17.
get you to explain the stepping off the base part to me. Let's take a break. The Lady Cats have scored 17 runs in the bottom of the first inning and lead it 17-0. And Lady Cat softball continues after this on KSST. Softball on KSST. Finally, after a 17-run bottom of the first inning, the Lady Cats back out in the field, and Hannah Speed on the mound for Sulphur Springs. And it's a 1-1 count here to Martin. 1-1 the count. Right-handed batter facing the right-hander Hannah Speed. And here's a pitch that is inside for ball 2. So Martin is the shortstop. Hannah Speed struck out the side in the top of the first inning. There's a ball hit on the ground to second base, and Emerson Thompson
there.
not able to make the play on it. Ball is hit very slowly, and she tried to sort of flip it up with her glove.
She just kind of slapped it. That was a 4-3 out. They were able to get there. She slapped it in the right area.
Kind of try hard to keep your intensity in a game like this and keep your concentration. Malone now is the batter. Swung on and missed. Now, I missed something here because the runner is not on first base, Tony.
No, she slapped it with her glove instead of trying to pick it up. She kind of bobbled it, but she slapped it close enough that Reese could get it. And
I
stay
see.
On the
Okay,
bat.
well, I had
so it's just a 4-3.
I had thought that that was going to let the runner on base. So the pitch is.
It was a 4-3 put out. It looks real good in the scorebook, but on the field it wasn't pretty at all.
I've never seen a play like that. So she just slapped it, literally slapped it to first base.
She felt like it was too slow, and so that's exactly what she did, and it just barely got there.
Wow. Pitch is up high to Malone. And it is 1-2.
I mean, this is a hard game. It's hard for everybody to stay engaged.
And there's a call, strike 3 on the outside edge, fastball, and that is 4 strikeouts now in the game for Hannah Speed. Some information I got on Hannah this afternoon. She throws a fastball. Her best fastball is 59 miles per hour, and I would think we saw something close to that right there.
That's bringing it.
And her changeup comes in at about 48 miles per hour. So it's a 10 or actually 11 mile per hour difference. So first pitch in here to Rose, the center fielder, is low for a ball, 1-0. Hannah Speed, the freshman pitcher, and a swing and a miss for strike 1.
And you can see all the difference in the world in how polished Hannah is, and her delivery is so good and smooth. And,
right.
And Paris is struggling.
And a fastball swung on and missed for strike 2, and that's an outstanding fastball there.
Mm-hmm. And that's one thing, too. If Paris is hitting off of Moon for practice, they're not used to that fast pitch. So you're all the timing's off a little bit.
1-2 pitch, just gets a piece of it and fouls it back. Count holds it 1-2. 2 out. And nobody on base for Paris. Rose, the center fielder, is the batter, right-handed batter, against the freshman Hannah Speed for Sulphur Springs. What did you learn when a moment ago when Chris Tangi came in to announce something to us?
He said that we all know the 10-run rule after 5. He has said that there is a 15-run rule after 3.
Ah.
So if this stays as it is, and I have no feelings otherwise, Paris will get 3 bats, and we'll only get 2 at bats. And
I see.
This will be a game again. Mercy rules are good when it's time. These girls don't want to get beat that bad.
1-2 pitch is up and away for ball 2, 2-0, or 2-2, I should say, to Rose, the center fielder.
2-2 with 2 outs, nobody on.
Right-handed pitcher in there with called strike 3. She strikes out 2 this inning. She has struck out 5 of the 6 batters she has faced, and she is yet to allow anybody on base. So we go to the bottom of the second inning. It is 17-0. Lady Cats over Paris. Lady Cats softball continues after this on KSST. Lady Cats softball on KSST. Lady Cats leading 17-0 over Paris. Going to the bottom of the second inning, we have a new pitcher in here for the Lady Cats, or I should say for the Paris Lady Wildcats. And I hope we'll be able to identify her.
Number 17, her name is Nelson.
Nelson is now the pitcher for Paris. We don't really have first names on these young ladies. It's kind of hard to get information.
And I don't know whether or not the pitcher went anywhere else. I can't really see, so I'm just going to put that as a 1-to-1 swap for now.
You were checking on her name?
Her name is Moon.
It is Moon. Okay, I had heard, I thought I heard Moon, and then when I looked at the lineup, I thought it said Noon, so I wasn't sure, but Moon. Yeah, but she is out now as the pitcher, and Nelson is in as the pitcher. Lady Cat softball brought to you by BT Medical, Northeast Texas Farmers Co-op, Alliance Bank, J. Hodge Chevrolet, City National Bank, Farm Country, Hooten's Hardware, Wesley House, and the UIL. Also, Alliance Bank would like us to tell you that all Alliance Bank locations will be closed on Monday, April 8th for the eclipse. Normal business hours will resume on Tuesday, April 9th. And as always, you can bank with us 24/7 via our mobile app, online banking, our business and commercial online products, and ATM. So Alliance Bank will be closed on Monday for the eclipse. No surprise.
Monday is going to be a day that lives in infamy for Sulphur Springs. Who knows?
It's going to be interesting to see how it goes down, isn't it?
It is actually going. It's a shame it's not later in the day and we have a ball game where we just pause during the ball game for the eclipse. And
wouldn't that be great?
That would be pretty neat. Put that on stream and
wow, that would be fun.
That.
That would be fun. Sure would. Now, explain to me a thing about the girls stepping off the base, the last 2 outs of the inning for Sulphur Springs.
You have the pitching circle. Pitching circle basically is the ball becomes dead once anyone, it doesn't have to be in a pitcher, once anyone controls the ball in that circle, the runners have to declare one way or the other. They can either steal the base or go back. And then once that's done, you're ready for the next pitch. Well, you can't leave the bag until the ball leaves the pitcher's hand.
I see.
So what we did was we had the pitcher get there, and then we just stepped off, and that's just called an early steal or caught stealing.
So basically the Lady Cats just gave away 2 outs there to end the bottom of the first inning. Yeah.
That's exactly what it was. That was an untold mercy rule.
Now, this is Tatum Thompson batting for Sulphur Springs.
This is Hannah Speed's spot, isn't
it? Yeah. Tatum Thompson ran for her last inning. Here's the ball hit to short, and it is bobbled, and Tatum Thompson with good speed will be on at first base. Throw gets away from the first baseman. She better hurry and get back, and she is out. Oh, my.
Okay. So we got an E6, gets it to first, and then we've got an out for turning the wrong way.
Batting next is the 10 of Naya Yancey.
This absolutely could be intentional. I'm serious.
Yeah, it could be,
because
yeah.
all with that mercy rule, all we've got to do is just get them to bat and then
Yeah.
not allow 2 runs.
Yeah.
So
Now here's also, I believe this is Naya Yancey up here to bat for Sulphur Springs.
for Boatman.
This is good to get everybody probably and at bat at least.
Yeah.
Naya Yancey fouls it at the plate.
And this pitcher here, what
Nelson.
we say, Nelson, she looks a whole lot more polished than the other. She's still nowhere
Uh-huh.
near Hannah Speed, but she gives them an option.
Here's a pitch high, and sun has come out. It's so bright it's kind of hard to read the scoreboard, but I believe that's 2-1
2
now
and 1.
to Naya Yancey.
Yep.
Wind still kicking up a little bit from the west here. This is a much larger girl in the pitcher's circle, and she hits Naya Yancey between the shoulder blades there with the pitch.
That's going to put her on first.
That's the first hit batter, I think, that Paris is.
Yeah, they said Smith for the Lady Cats.
I was talking and not listening.
I think, see if we've got a Smith on there as a sub.
And she's wearing a sweatshirt.
Yep.
Swung on and missed, but the pitch all the way back to the wall. And Naya Yancey going on down to second base. This is Reese Reagan's spot, but this is not Reese Reagan, is it?
Yep. No, it is not.
Let us flip Dottie Smith. It would
Dottie
be.
Smith, okay.
It's Dottie Smith. Yep. And there's a call strike.
0-2. Hadn't seen 0-2 with Paris out in the field. And again, part of this is don't break the groove that you've been in hitting with good pitching.
Call strike 3.
That's the second out. I mean, sometimes having a game like this can hurt you because all of a sudden you get full of yourself, you start swinging at bad pitches just because you can't see it, and then you can't necessarily call it and turn it back on.
So 2 out, runner at first base, or runner at second base, Naya Yancey. First pitch is in to Claire Thompson, I believe. Let's
That's not Claire.
double check. We have a pinch hitter here.
Pinch hitter there too, but I haven't seen a number yet. Number 9, that's the one that's been.
That's Brayley Blevins.
Blevins, okay, and that is good. Get them an at bat, because this is the last at bat unless something unheard of happens.
Swung on and missed, or maybe did she foul it? It went back to the
no,
the
it
screen.
was just a swing and a miss.
Got by the catcher Liggins.
Two strikes, and Yancey went to third on the pass ball.
So Brayley Blevins batting here, 1-2 the count, right-handed batter against the right-handed pitcher Nelson for Paris. And a big wind-up, and the pitch is way up high, about 2 feet over the head of Blevins.
Both of their pitchers take a really big wind-up. I think if they would compact their motion, it would sure help them.
And ball hit hard,
Foul
just
territory.
outside the bag at third.
When I was in elementary school, we had a PE teacher named Joe Garcia who was a fast-pitch pitcher, and he taught me how to pitch. And then I got to play with Charles Murray in men's league. Those are the 2 best pitchers I've ever even seen in this area, and that was so much fun.
Wow. You don't see much fast-pitch men's
No.
softball anymore. There's a call, strike 3 to Brayley Blevins. So that was a quick bottom of the second for Sulphur Springs. They leave Naya Yancey at third base. She was hit by the pitch. And we go to the top of the third with Sulphur Springs leading Paris 17-0. And Lady Cat softball continues after this on KSST. Lady Cat softball on KSST. And we are going to the top of the third inning. And from what we understand, this may be it if Paris is not able to score.
Yep. And Hannah's back out. I thought we might have put another pitcher in.
Yeah, I was wondering about that
but
too.
It is still Hannah, so there again, you've got the substitution rules where you can pinch hit, and then they can go back in the field one time. So.
And we've had some changes defensively. I'm not sure we're going to be able to pick all these up. Is that Naya Yancey at third?
Looks to be. I believe that's Nia. KK's gone to left. I don't know if she's been there the whole time.
No. Jones is the batter, the right fielder for Paris, and she fouls the first pitch back. Now, Hannah Speed has not allowed a base runner here through the first 2 innings, and she has struck out 5 of the first 6 Paris batters. Jones stands about midway in the batter's box, a right-handed batter against the right-hander. Hannah Speed, this one hit on the ground to second base, and it is scooped up, I think, by Emerson Thompson over to first base for the putout. Let's check the numbers here.
Batting next is the 5 of Cook.
Yeah, I believe that's Emerson.
That's Emerson Thompson, yeah.
Mm-hmm. But the only things they've put in play, that of course they're behind because Hannah's got so much speed.
Swung on and missed the first pitch here to Cook, the left fielder for Paris. Number 8 player in the batting order. She's not very tall, is she?
No, she's not. Small kind of strike zone.
Stands midway in the box, and she swings and misses at the next pitch. That one's down low around the knees. Have you seen a rise ball or a drop ball from Hannah Speed today?
You know, I don't think she's really doing much but throwing. She's checking her arm, and I think she's looking at location, but I don't think she's doing much except just throwing the ball today.
There's a swing and a miss there, strike 3.
Batting next is number 16, Bruner.
So they've got to get a base runner now.
I believe I heard that as Pruner.
Yeah, I have down as Parker. So
hard to read.
They don't take much care of whether or not we can read the lineup card.
Fastball swung on and missed. Number 9 player in the batting order here, 0-1 the count. Hannah Speed now, the freshman, has struck out 6 of the 7 batters who have come up for Paris. They do not have a base runner. There's a fastball for strike 2, and I think she can finish her off right here. 17-0, the Lady Cats with 17 runs in the bottom of the first inning against Paris. Sulphur Springs won the first match 23-0. Pitch outside. Who is this Anahi still catching for
yes,
Sulphur
it
Springs?
is 16.
Pitches outside. She did a nice job going to her right knee to.
She's done a good job this year. I think she's increased her mobility, and she's done a better job.
Pitch. There's a call, strike 3 on the outside edge.
And that's the ball game.
Well, it looks like that will be the case. Yeah, girls are throwing the gloves down and coming out of the dugout, and so this one's going to be a 3-inning run rule game at 17-0 for the Lady Cats.
And it was a no-hitter / perfect game for Hannah Speed. She saw 9 batters and put them all down.
Yep, that's exactly right. All right, so
7 strikeouts in my book and 2 hit to second baseman.
We'll take a break and come back right after this, wrap this thing up. The game started an hour early, and we're going to finish about an hour early here, I guess. So just now is 6 o'clock, and now was the time we were expecting the game to start, but we're already done. So Lady Cat softball will continue after this on KSST. Sulphur Springs wins it over Paris here tonight. No surprise, 17-0 is the final in this game that, for whatever reason, started at 5 rather than 6 o'clock. But by golly, we got here and we're on the air when the game started. And Tony showed up just almost exactly when the game started, so it turned out pretty well. But 17 runs for Sulphur Springs in the bottom of the first inning, and I need to go back and count. I think there were only maybe 4 hits, 5.
Yeah, there wasn't much
in that inning.
And it could have been much worse, too, because we gave them 2 of the 3 outs.
I count 6 base hits in the inning, and I know there were at least that many walks. I'll let Tony total up the walks, but 6 base hits by my count in the bottom of the first. But Moore, the Paris pitcher, just could not consistently get the ball over the plate. And the Wildcats, Lady Cats, just demolished them there in the bottom of the first inning. And as Tony pointed out, basically gave away 2 outs to end the inning, or they might still be batting.
They could have scored 30 if they'd wanted to. We had 9 walks in the first inning too, so it was just And after seeing the second pitcher come in, she was obviously better than the first one, but neither one of them are in the league with the Lady Cat pitchers. So we've got two that we're fortunate to have. And again, this is just one of those where kudos to Paris for fielding a team, working out, bringing it, taking this with class, because it's hard to do.
Yep. And again, they will now go to 0-14 and 0-6 in the district. Lady Cats will now be 14-7-2, and they will be 6-0 in the district. Sulphur Springs now, by the way, Tony, in the 6 district games, the Lady Cats have outscored their opponents 96-9.
That does not shock me a bit. I mean, good pitching. Here's Tony's view of the district. The district is not very good except for Sulphur Springs.
Right.
And even the second and third place, they're average. But then the last two, you got Pittsburgh and Paris. You just can't help but win those. And so it should be that sort of disparity.
Yeah. Lady Cats will be at Pittsburgh on Friday night. And Wildcat baseball at home Friday night. We will have the broadcast of the Wildcat game at 7 o'clock against North Lamar. So we will have that game for you Friday night. And then we'll have to make a decision, Tony, next Tuesday. We have both teams at home. We have the Lady Cats playing North Lamar at 6, and we have the baseball Wildcats playing Pittsburgh at 7, which is kind of surprising if that they're no, unless the Lady Cats are playing at Pittsburgh Friday night. That's what that is. So there's no confusion about that. Let's see, the baseball Wildcats on Friday night, as we say, we'll be playing at home against North Lamar, and we will have that broadcast for you. They are at Paris tonight. They're playing at Paris, getting underway at 7 tonight. So we'll have the broadcast on Friday night versus North Lamar. And then next Tuesday, as I say, we'll have to make up our mind whether to do the baseball game at 7 o'clock against Pittsburgh or the Lady Cat softball game versus North Lamar at 6 p.m. Wow, impressive showing once again. I don't think Sulphur Springs has done anything but win every game by run rule in the district, have they?
I believe you're right.
What was the game? Maybe against North Lamar up there, I think was 17-8, and so maybe that was not a run rule.
It might not,
game.
but it was a high-scoring game.
Right.
I didn't have a chance to look at the stats on that to see.
Of course, the Lady Cat soccer team is in Lindale this evening, starting at 6:30. And they are playing a very good Bullard team in an area quarterfinal, or that's a regional quarterfinal game tonight. And so that is going to be a highly competitive game. Be very interesting to see how that comes out. You might still have a chance to get down there and see most of that game, if not all of it, in Lindale. But I believe they are starting at 6:30, and we expect to have the score for you certainly tomorrow morning on KSST.
I'm not a soccer fan, but I know a lot of the parents, or a few of them, and there's a lot of high hopes for this team, senior laden, and I think they fully expect to go down there and win and make it to the regional semifinals next week. Or later this week.
That would be impressive. Now, they did lose to Bullard earlier in the season in a non-district game, but it was a close game, and it surely could go the other way.
We may have been just setting them up.
This time.
But if I'm not, I read somewhere that even tonight's game possibly is the deepest that the Lady Cat soccer has gone in the UIL playoffs in school's history.
Excellent.
Whether or not that's a true statement. If it's not, I promise I read it.
Right. So we'll check on that further. So Lady Cat softball tonight brought to you by BT Medical, Northeast Texas Farmers Co-op, Alliance Bank, and a reminder that Alliance Bank says they will be closed on Monday for the eclipse. Also J. Hodge Chevrolet, City National Bank, Farm Country, Hooten's Hardware, Wesley House, and the University Interscholastic League. James Terry has been our producer tonight. Matt Jensen has been our technical director. Natalie Sheffield has handled the video, which you will see later on Channel 18 and on YouTube. Tony Flippin, of course, with the play-by-play. 17-0 is the final. The Lady Cats win it over the Paris Lady Wildcats. I'm John Mark Dempsey, and we say goodnight from Lady Cat Park.